Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a personal favorite. If you're watching this video, you're probably shopping the Patek Philippe 5236P-001. That's what this is. It was launched in 2021 as Patek Philippe's first inline calendar Perpetual calendar wristwatch, and if you're shopping it, so am I. I'm reviewing it with a view to my own future as a collector, and I have to say this is a personal favorite of mine. So let's mutually explore its merits. It's big. It's bigger than its direct design inspiration, which is the 3448, also the 3450 perpetual calendars have the same sort of conical bezel with sharp angular lugs, and you would have seen this revived first on a modern watch with the 5235 annual calendar regulator. But the watch in my hand is a perpetual calendar, so it's a little bit more in keeping with the 3450 and the 3448. Now the watch is larger at 41.3 millimeters. It's bigger than those historic pieces as well as the regulator annual calendar. This is 41.3 in diameter. You can see in profile, 11.4 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 48.5 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. And yes, it is a modern platinum Patek Philippe, which is why we have this top Vesselton diamond between the lugs. We'll zoom out a little bit. It's a bigger watch. It's not a huge watch, but it's definitely got a presence. I just measured it at 126 grams, so it's got some heft to it as well. Taking a look down the barrel, the lugs are out to the edge of my wrist, but not beyond. We'll zoom out a bit to get the benefit of perspective and size. This fits fine on my wrist. 16 centimeters circumference is my wrist size, so if your wrist is my size or larger, game on. It'll fit easily under a dress sleeve because it's fairly flat and it has that sloped conical bezel. We'll take one last look down the barrel there, and there we go. The timepiece has a lovely strap. You can see Patek Philippe preferring large rectangular symmetrical scale alligator leather. They call it square scale, which it self-evidently is not, but okay, press the I believe button. They're buying the good stuff. I'm not going to complain. And you can see it's sort of a distressed grain with a little bit of a semi-gloss treatment in medium blue to match the dial. We've got a folding clasp in platinum with the Calatrava cross, logo of the manufacturer. Inside, you can see a single fold. We've got this circular spring that helps to retain the closure when it is closed. And then in profile, we have pusher adjusters for the calendar system. Now, this inline calendar was not the first inline calendar on a wristwatch. Many others came before it. And it was also preceded by perpetual calendar Patek Philippe watches with inline perpetual calendar displays. But all of those Patek Philippe watches were pocket watches. So debuting the inline perpetual in a wristwatch format, that was a first for Patek with this watch. And I should mention, what we have are two sets of coaxial coplanar wheels. So we have a wheel for the day, a wheel for the first digit of the month, and then on the other side, coaxial discs for the month and the second digit of the date. So that's how that works. It's also called an American calendar because of the format of the date month. The watch features a lot of ultra-white platinum, beautifully preserved. There's the Calatrava cross on the crown, and then we have a little bit of a vertical lip and a somewhat stepped inboard profile to the crown to thin the watch visually, a vertical step, and then the conical profile, a bit of boxing and cambering to the sapphire, and a dial that is a gradient fade blue, so it's darker at its edge than it is at its center. And a little bit like the 5235, we have this vertical brushed metallic grain that's absolutely gorgeous. And then we have white gold hands and indices, so they are beautiful. They will never oxidize or tarnish because they are noble, inert gold. And then we've got coaxial running seconds with a moonphase. This is a modern in-house Patek caliber, which means we do actually have hacking seconds. So you can see I activated the stop seconds feature right there. We've got a little day-night indicator, so you know, for example, whether you're looking at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. And that's important because you don't want to use these pusher adjusters at night. So if this is blue, do not use the pusher adjusters to set the calendar. And there you go. That's what the rollover looks like. And you can see as the hours progress towards morning, that day-night indicator progresses towards white. Now it's perfectly safe to set the calendar system. Leap year phase indicator over at 4 o'clock. And remember, 4 is the leap year. It's the Summer Olympics year. Get close look at this dial, chemin de fer outboard for the minutes. They can be read on a large railroad track. We have a small one for reading the seconds. And notice the azurage or concentric patterning of the subregister for the seconds and the moon phase. Being a perpetual calendar, it only needs to be corrected once during the jump to the year 2100. So until then, leap years, irregular length months will not challenge this watch. The moon phase needs only one correction every 122 years. On the back, do not confuse this with caliber 240. It is a much larger, purpose-built, scratch-built micro-rotor automatic caliber for the next generation of Patek Philippe complications. It's got a platinum winding mass on ceramic bearings for high efficiency, and it has significantly more mainspring torque and energy contained than the annual calendar to drive the more complex perpetual system. So the two big changes mechanically from the version of this movement in the 5235 are going to be the barrel, which has a much more energetic and torquey mainspring, and the rotor, which is now platinum rather than the gold on the 5235. But worth mentioning also is that this features a more conventional escapement than the 5235. Doing away with a lot of the silicon components creates a more durable and in a lot of ways more serviceable escapement, plus the beat rate returns to a more conventional 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. It is a large movement, 34 millimeters in diameter. It beautifully fills this case back. The bridge design has changed a little bit from the 5235, but it still has the distinctive features of this movement series, including these exceptionally large stripes. The stripes here are very broad, broader than on other movement families from Patek Philippe. And then we have this finger train style, almost like a pocket watch of the drivetrain from the barrel and then the wheels down to the escapement. We have a free sprung balance adjusted in 6 positions, not the chronometer 5, but 6 positions. And so it's a Gyromax style free sprung balance that does 2 things. 1, it allows for a more precise adjustment of time, and 2, it doesn't allow the timing of the watch to change the way mobile stud index can if the watch is shocked or concussed. Now it uses Patek's latest Spiromax anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, which has 2 advantages. 1 is limiting the potential for magnetic impact on the timing, and then the other, because of the profiling of the hairspring using deep reactive ion etching, even though it's a flat hairspring, it breathes concentrically like an overcoil, so that's a big advantage. All this has a 48-hour power reserve, and the decoration is quite handsome. A combination of mechanical and manual. It's convincing and appealing in a way that, say, JLC or Audemars Piguet or Zenith really isn't. You can see that the edge of these bridges, they really are mirrored. And we have a nice beveling inside the jewel and the screw sinks. We have engine turning in several different sizes on the base plate. You can see we have satination on the wheels. We have linear stripes on the bridges, circular stripes on the rotor, polished screw heads with chamfered slots and circumference, beautifully decorated, snap case back, 30 meters water resistant. Regardless of what Patek says about 30-meter water resistance today, I still don't recommend you swim with these. You see the Patek Philippe seal. Patek Philippe now says that its movements with the seal are capable of running no worse than -1 + 2 seconds per 24 hours. And so whether the watch was made before or after it issued that claim, the reality is nothing changed about the watches. They've always been capable of that. This movement is a mighty machine with 55 pivot jewels and 503 parts, almost as complex as a grand complication, involving several unique patents tied to this calendar system. So if you love this watch, and I definitely do, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.